No, hello. Hey guys, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Hi,
So
hi. Yes.
Hey guys, good evening.
we can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, guys, so let's get started without any further ado. In today's class, we're going with the next topic, which is networking fundamentals, which is going to be your prerequisite for cybersecurity. I hope all of you have joined the session yesterday. We took our demo at 10 a.m. in the morning. That was our first class. If this is your first class, instead, if you haven't joined the session yesterday, I would recommend going through the recording for that. It's uploaded on YouTube actually. You can, oh, let me just share my screen and show you how to access that also. Just a minute. Right. I hope my screen is visible, guys. So you can just search on YouTube for DurgaSoft Cybersecurity and filter it by the recently uploaded tab here. Okay, and when you do so, you get this first video here, which was uploaded just 1 day ago, if you notice. So this was the demo recording which we took yesterday. I gave the students a brief introduction on what this course is about, what cybersecurity is, what certified ethical hacking is, what other topics we'll be covering throughout the course, what tools we'll be working on throughout the course, okay, and what is the cyber kill chain, the procedure that we follow as penetration testers, okay, in real time in organizations, okay. So I've explained everything in detail regarding that. That was the demo taken up yesterday at 10 a.m. in the morning. Okay. And today we start with the next topic, which is networking fundamentals. This is the first prerequisite required for cybersecurity. Okay, that's what we're going to cover today. Okay.
But
Before we begin, so any
sorry,
questions or doubts? Oh
yeah.
yeah,
So
wait.
we thought of this is the first class of the day class.
No, anyway, I took the demo yesterday itself actually.
Okay, I
So
mean, same thing got communicated. This is the first day of the demo, but okay.
sorry, who
Um,
communicated that?
no, in the
Yes,
chat.
for me also, it was communicated today the first demo. I mean, it was already mentioned in the that link.
Yeah,
Was it
everywhere it's mentioned same.
first
Today is
demo?
the first day class.
Is this the same link that you got?
Yes.
Today is the first day.
Sorry.
25th today.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the same link.
I don't see anywhere written as the first demo.
First meaning like August
Yeah,
25th, 7:30 p.m.
I
is
mean,
the.
if you can check the DurgaSoft link, DurgaSoft, website, there also it is mentioned that today is the first day.
It's mentioned as first.
Yes, today is the even in the daily follow-up also coming, they are going to join on the first day.
How many of you have joined the session yesterday, guys? Is there anyone who has joined the session yesterday? Or is everyone on the first class itself today?
Yeah, we are first.
I think all are past class today.
First class.
Everyone is first class?
Yes, yes, that's
Prasoon,
right.
Amarnath, Leena Das, Amit Tripathi.
Yes,
First class only.
first class.
So,
Everyone is first class.
yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem, guys. Again, I think this is not properly communicated from the institute side. They must have shared uh, a different link altogether. So I don't know what happened to all the students who joined the demo yesterday. Anyways, fuck.
Do you see
So,
any?
okay, let's go with the session from yesterday's class itself then. We will
Yeah,
not be taking the networking class today.
yeah, that will really helpful, sir. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, guys, so let's get started. Before we do so, a quick formal introduction on my end. My name is Mohammed Shoaib. I will be a cybersecurity trainer for this entire duration of the course. I am a senior penetration tester currently working in an organization called Symbiosis Technologies in India, Visakhapatnam. And I've been in this domain for the last 7 years and currently working as a senior penetration tester for the last 3 years. And this demo that we are taking up today is on a course called Certified Ethical Hacking version 13. This is a course from an organization called EC Council. If you go to your browser and if you search for this website, this is one of the most well-recognized organizations based in US actually, in California, if I'm not wrong. And this organization has been specializing in training and certifying students on cybersecurity for the last, at least for the last decade, I would say. Okay, it's been very popular. There are other organizations as well. There's something called Offensive Security. There's something called CompTIA, and there's one called EC Council. Okay, in India, compared to CompTIA, EC Council has a much better standard because EC Council's courses are much more practically oriented. All the topics are hands-on. We'll be working on the same tools which I work on in real time in my organization as well. So we'll be working on the same tools like Burpsuit, Metasploit Framework, Tenable Nessus, Nmap, Wireshark, okay, Splunk for SOC analysis, etc., etc. Okay, this course will be covering all the same exact tools which are asked in a job description. Okay, moving on to what we will be learning in this course. What are the topics we'll be covering, and what is the exact procedure that is learned by penetration testers or followed by pen testers? Let's cover that. Okay. So we'll start the demo today with a simple definition. Okay, we'll take everything from scratch. Okay, assuming there again, even if you're not from a technical background, this course will be easily understandable for you. Okay, so we'll be covering everything from the very basics itself. Okay, so firstly, let's start the core demo with the definitions of what hacking is and what ethical hacking is and how they are different from one another. Because a lot of students have a misconception that it is one and the same. So let's clarify that. Okay. So when we talk about hacking, this is the procedure of trying to gain access to information systems. What I mean by that phrase, gaining access to information systems, is if I were a hacker, and let's say if I've hacked your phone, it means I have complete control of that phone. I can steal your information from that phone. I can destroy your information on that phone. I can exfiltrate that information, basically remotely download that data and sell it to other people over the internet. And all of this is done without your permission and without your knowledge. Okay, which means you would have no clue that something like this has happened until it's too late. Okay, so hacking is the procedure of trying to gain access to information systems. I've taken the example of a mobile phone, but this can be replicated on any information system as big as a database or a web application server as well. And this is all done without the permission and without the knowledge of the organization owning those systems. Why do hackers perform this? For their own benefit. They can steal the data, they can destroy that data, they can sell that data for financial benefits. Or sometimes hackers are so mischievous, they can even do it just for fun. Okay, that is what hacking is. Now, if hacking is such a malicious activity, why do we have a course called ethical hacking? How is this getting ethical in the first place? To define ethical hacking, this is the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities. This terminology called vulnerability is something we'll keep coming across a lot in cybersecurity domain. Every single day you will be working with vulnerabilities itself. Okay. So ethical hacking is the process of finding these vulnerabilities or these loopholes which are affecting your systems or your devices. And these vulnerabilities allow attackers to take advantage of them and get access to the devices. So your job in ethical hacking is to find the vulnerabilities with the consent and with the knowledge of the organization. And once you find those vulnerabilities, it's your responsibility, your ethical responsibility to report it back to the company. And once it is reported back, the company will apply the necessary security updates. It's going to patch it up. And thereby, you're closing all the doorways for the hackers to exploit any of those vulnerabilities and cause any further harm. Okay. So you're finding the vulnerabilities, you're reporting it to the company, you're seeing to it that they're getting remediated, and you're preventing any further cyber threats. That is what ethical hacking is. Okay. Those are the two definitions that are supposed to be, again, clearly differentiative, okay, to understand what we are doing as cyber professionals. Okay. Any questions or doubts up to this point? Anyone? Any questions regarding what hacking is, what ethical hacking is, and how they are different from one another.
Hi, so I'm having one question not related to this. So basically, you are going to, after completion of this course, you're going to provide certification also.
Your voice is very low, Tripathi. But are you asking about certification? Is that what your question is?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh yeah, after this course is done, you will be ready to write the C8 certification exam. So again, you will be given all the content, you'll be given all the knowledge to attempt the examination, and you will pass it as well. And along with that, off record, you'll be getting some extra support as well for that. I have the material required for it, I have the dumps required for it. So that will also help if you're not confident about the preparation. Okay. So that should help.
Yeah, it is fine. Okay, you can proceed.
Okay. Moving on after that, so depending on these two definitions, we can categorize the types of hackers as well. There are three broad categories. Oh, just a second. Yeah, so there are three broad categories as mentioned. There's someone known as a white hat hacker, there's someone known as a gray hat hacker, and then there's someone known as a black hat hacker. Your black hat hackers are typical cyber criminals who perform hacking for their own benefit, okay, without asking for consent. On the other end of the spectrum, we have white hat hackers. White hat hackers are the ethical hackers or the cyber professionals who perform ethical hacking to protect the organization's infrastructure. And in between, there's a third mysterious category called gray hat hackers. Now, these are people who have both the qualities of white hat as well as a black hat hacker. Like a white hat hacker, they are finding the vulnerabilities itself for the devices, for the organizations. But like black hat hackers, they don't ask permission for that. They're doing this without taking any consent or without asking for any permission. Okay, so they're working both offensively and defensively at various times, and hence they are a mixture of both. Hence called as gray hat hackers. Okay. Now, no matter what category of a hacker you take here, black hat, gray hat, or white hat hackers, they are professionals who follow the same exact procedure, which is called cyber kill chain. In some organizations, this is also referred to as hacking cycle. It's one and the same. Okay. So when we define the cyber kill chain, this is the procedure that hackers follow in order to perform a successful cyber attack. Okay. So basically, in order to understand what is the procedure to perform a cyber attack with the highest probability possible, you need to know this procedure called cyber kill chain. And this procedure also allows cybersecurity professionals to understand how these attacks are being performed, to detect these attacks at the earliest time possible, and to prevent these attacks at every level in the organization. So the procedure to attack or the procedure to defend is very similar, because unless and until you know what kind of attacks are possible, you would not know how to defend against those attacks. Okay. So in order to perform penetration testing as ethical hackers, you will be attacking the same systems by replicating the procedure of the attackers itself. And once that attack is working out, then you apply the security patches. Okay, so you're verifying if these attacks are possible or not yourself first. Okay, that's why the procedure is pretty similar for hackers or ethical hackers. And the cyber kill chain procedure consists of 5 important steps in it. First step is called as information gathering. Second step is scanning. Third step is gaining access. Fourth step is maintaining access. And the last step is reporting or clearing traces. Okay. If you clearly observe, the first 4 steps are exactly similar. What varies for hackers of different categories is the last step, reporting or clearing traces. Okay. So let me define each of these terminologies and explain what these procedures are so you have a better understanding of the entire procedure. Okay. Any questions or doubts up to this point before we progress further?
Yeah, one question, sir.
Right.
So actually, the target for this training course is for only penetration testers or part of other positions under cybersecurity, like security engineers or SOC specialists. So different roles
Not
are there, right?
necessarily. I would say only, yeah, this course is more aligned towards NOC, Network Operations Center. So security administrator, penetration tester, ethical hacker, web application pen tester. Those are all the job roles that you can apply for. Not for SOC analysis job roles. Or again, you cannot apply for incident responder or threat handler or incident triage and all that. So this is more aligned towards NOC for pen testing itself.
Okay. So basically, there is some roles also there, right? So application security engineers, like where people involved in secure code review and all.
No, no, not even that as well. Because this is not going to go in SAST. So what you're referring to is static analysis security
Dash
testing.
and dynamic
This is more of
analysis,
DAS, DAST, dynamic analysis security testing.
IAST,
This
interactive
is,
application
sorry?
security. IAST, like interactive application security testing. So it
Right,
doesn't.
interactive, exactly. So on the front end, if a web application is containing a vulnerability, or if your third-party applications are containing a vulnerability, on the front end itself, we check for the vulnerabilities or the loopholes, okay? Or on the devices. So this course is going to equip you with the tools and understanding of how to check the security of every single endpoint in the organization, whether it be routers or switches or firewalls or web servers or web application servers or databases. Every endpoint in an organization needs to be secure. So how do you check the security of those devices? Those network endpoints is what this course is going to again train you on,
Okay,
more
that's
So,
related towards aligned with
so,
NOC Operation Center.
so Shoaib, I'm having a quick question. So basically, I am a, Java programmer, and recently I have been moved for the past 1 year. I have been moved to the security domain.
Okay.
So what I felt that it is a really very great and growing feature in this. So I just want to ask you that how the future or how the growing opportunities in this field, basically in the particular terms of job and all.
Again, what are you what are you testing right now currently, Amit?
So basically, I am testing. Means basically we are using the tools in the 4 label, like static analysis, static scanning. We are doing it by checkmarks
Source
tool.
code review.
We are doing the OSS scan, means library label, using dependency checker, OSF dependency checker. We are doing image scans, and we are doing the dynamic testing using OSF. So these 4 types of scans we are using as a part of our to the product.
Right. Again, you would not be testing any application at the source code level. As mentioned, SAST is not included in this, Amit. So basically, if you have to include cybersecurity in your existing resume, you can tell them again, you can slightly shift or tweak your resume by adding some cybersecurity content in your existing job role. Secondly, as mentioned, this is going to shift you towards completely pen testing. So again, towards network security, frankly speaking. So in an organization, whatever networking devices you might have, testing the security of those devices is what this course trains you on. Okay? And secondly, as an added bonus, you'll be learning about web application security. On the front end, that web application
sorry.
contains a one.
Can you please go on mute and someone noise is coming. Sorry, yeah.
I think I'm with, yeah, your mic itself. But okay. Anyways, as mentioned, so this is not going to help you much towards again source code analysis of any Java-based applications. But if you can implement that somehow to check the security on the front end of a web application instead, because that is what is included, finding vulnerabilities in websites and web applications on the front end or in SQL databases, okay, etc., etc. So this is going to shift you completely towards network penetration testing. So again, would be a completely different domain. But if you can include some cybersecurity tweaks in your existing resume, as if you have again secure Java applications as well, that will be an added bonus for you to again not start as a complete fresher. Okay, is that clear, Amit?
Yeah, clear. Thank
Right.
you.
Okay, guys. Moving on. So let's talk about each of these phases now, so you have a better idea about the entire course, guys. Okay. So the first step we have here is information gathering. This is basically research. Okay. This is also commonly known as reconnaissance or footprinting. Okay. Just another name given to the same objective. Okay, or the same process. Okay. And the objective here is to gather as much information or research as much information as possible about your target organization. So if my client, let's say, is an organization like Tesla.com or Wipro.com or whatever it be, first thing you have to do is research as much information as possible about that organization. Okay. And what do you need to research about is listed as such. So you need the IP addresses, the network blocks, the who is objective here is gathering all this information about an organization. And believe it or not, all of this information is readily available on the internet. The only thing is you need to know what those pieces of information are and where can you obtain that from. Okay. So in the upcoming sessions, we'll practically be learning where can we get this data from, what those websites are, what those resources are on the internet from where we can obtain this data. Okay. And once all this data has been obtained, that data is utilized in the upcoming phases. So more information you gather here, more ways you can find to attack the target system. Okay. So these IP addresses, these domains, these contact numbers, these email addresses are used in the next phase, which is scanning. So here you make direct active connections on those devices to get some extra data. So basically here you perform three types of scanning. There's network scanning, port scanning, and vulnerability scanning. In network scanning, we figure out in the organization what devices are available. So in an organization, you have multiple endpoints. You have routers, you have firewalls, you have databases, you have web servers, okay, whatnot. So basically, network scanning is you figuring out in that organization what devices exist. On those devices, then you perform port scanning, figuring out what ports are open, what services are running, what applications are the users using, and all that. Once you know what applications and services are running, finally you perform vulnerability scanning, figuring out if any of those services, if any of those applications have a loophole on them, have a vulnerability to exploit. So during this phase, we'll be working on some very important tools. One of them is called Nmap. If you go to your browser, you can search for Nmap. It's an open source tool, been there since very long time period. And this is one of the best network and port scanners. And the other one is called Tenable Nessus. Now, this is not open source. It's quite expensive, actually. This is a vulnerability scanner. It is capable of scanning every single endpoint in your organization and telling you what vulnerabilities exist on that endpoint. Okay, quite an expensive tool, actually, around $7,500. But don't worry, the company will be purchasing this, and you'll be allowed to use this tool to perform vulnerability scans. Okay, so this tool will exactly tell you which system in your organization contains what loopholes or contains what misconfigurations. But you just can't blindly trust a tool. You have to verify that report. So that verification is what we do as pen testers. Okay? Verifying every single vulnerability by manually attacking on that and assessing the impact of that vulnerability. That's what we do as penetration testers. Okay, and that comes up in the next phase, gaining access. So this is the phase where the real hacking occurs. Okay, so attackers or penetration testers use all the vulnerabilities found in the earlier stages now to attack a certain application or attack a certain device or get access to the entire network of the organization. Okay, so this is where we learn the various kinds of attacks that are possible in an organization on every single endpoint, on every single device. Okay. We talk about system security, we talk about wireless security, web server security, firewall security, mobile phone security. So every single device that could possibly exist in an organization, we learn what attacks are possible on those devices, how do you attack those devices, and how do you defend against those same attacks. Okay, so there are attacks like password cracking attacks, malware attacks, sniffing attacks, capturing others' data in a network, Wi-Fi cracking attacks. Basically, how do you bypass Wi-Fi password protections? How do you create fake websites and trick users into entering those credentials? How do you attack web servers on the back end? How do you attack websites on the front end? What attacks are possible on the front end? SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication. How do you attack firewalls or bypass firewalls if they're not configured right? How do you attack mobile phones? How do you send malwares on Android phones? Get remote connections to Android phones. That is all covered in this module. Okay, might seem a bit gibberish right now because these topics are completely new. But the main agenda here is understanding what attacks are possible on every single endpoint. No matter what device it be in the organization, how do you test the security of each of those devices? That's what you do as a penetration tester, constantly and rigorously checking which device contains what vulnerabilities, and how do you check if that vulnerability is working or not. If it is working, what is the necessary patch to apply, and how do you secure your device from that vulnerability in the future? Okay, that's what the gaining access module is. And once that has been successfully completed, finally what you do is you check for maintaining access. So basically, if I've attacked a device, I will now check for persistent connections, which means if I've attacked your phone, I should still be connected to your phone, even if you restart your phone. That's called a persistent connection, and that process is called as maintaining access. So we learn if that stage is possible as well. That is one of the post-exploitation tasks. Okay, so after you've successfully exploited a vulnerability, next thing the attacker would do is if he'll check if he can constantly stay connected to you. So that's called as maintaining access. And if that is achieved, that is the last phase, where finally you perform reporting as a pen tester. So you'll elaborate all the steps taken. You'll explain to the organization what vulnerabilities you found, how did you find them, what tools did you use, okay, and how did you remediate those vulnerabilities as well? How do you eradicate them and protect the organization? That is what is submitted as a final report for the pen tester. On the other hand, if you're a cyber criminal, you don't report anything. You perform the attack, you steal the data, and you remove the evidence of your actions. You delete all the logs and you erase all the traces of the attacks. Okay, and you stay anonymous completely. So that is clearing traces, the other alternative. Okay, so this course is going to run in 2 simultaneous tracks, guys. We'll be learning what attacks are possible as a cyber criminal and how do you defend those attacks as a cyber professional. Okay. So this is also commonly known as red team operations and blue team operations. And that is what we'll be learning throughout the entire course. And before we dive into all these topics, since again, as mentioned, I'll be training everything from scratch, we have a few prerequisites included as well. We'll talk about networking fundamentals, we'll talk about Linux commands, we'll talk about lab setup installation, and then we dive into the advanced concepts, the hacking cycle concepts. Okay. So the course is for a duration of 35 days. We have classes from Monday to Friday, every day for 1 hour each. And each of these sessions is recorded. You'll be getting the recordings. You'll be getting these documentations, the presentation files, the notepad files, all the notes, all the material from EC Council. Material from EC Council is usually only given if you write the certification exam, if you are enrolling for the certification exam. But since I already have access to that material, I can share it to you guys. So you'll be getting the official EC Council material, and you'll also be getting the, again, as mentioned, the documentation and the notes for these classes which we take, and the recordings, all of this included in the course price. And yeah, as mentioned, the course is for a duration of 35 days, where we have classes from Monday to Friday at the same time slot at 7:30 p.m. in the evenings. Okay. So yeah, that's a brief intro, guys, on what the course is about and what topics we'll be learning throughout the course. So if you have any questions also, you can let me know now.
So that EC Council certification, that cost is different, right? So separately we need to take, right? EC Council.
Yeah, definitely. So what you're paying right now is only for the course training. You know, the EC Council certification thing you have to pay directly to EC Council itself. But although I do have contacts from EC Council actually, so if you're planning on writing the certification, I do keep getting discount coupons and stuff. So that will reduce your certification price a bit, 5%, 10% reduction in the certification exam price. So if you're planning on writing the certification, you can let me know. I can assist you with that price reduction.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? So again, regarding the certification, to clarify any queries, again, this course will equip you with all the data that is required to learn and to attempt the certification, guys. So as we progress with the classes as well, I'm going to explain topic-wise in what topic, what kind of a question is asked, because I've attended, again, I've myself attended the CH certification a lot of times over the span of my 7 years. And and again, as mentioned, if you are not that confident, if you have some sort of anxiety against such certification exams, nothing to worry. We also provide these dumps and stuff which will help you out a lot to easily pass the certification. Okay, so it shouldn't be a problem. You will have all the content required actually, but still, as a safe measure, you will also have the assistance required. Okay. Any other questions?
Hi, Mohammed.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's very interesting and thanks for explaining in detail. Even I have reviewed your older sessions. So I'm quite interesting to join Mohammed, but just I'm having a quick question. I don't have cyber background so far, but I'm having IT experience of 13 years with other data analytics and all. So is there any specific prerequisite required to start the journey?
Again, as mentioned, the prerequisites are just networking fundamentals and Linux commands and some virtualization topics.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Saraswati.
Okay.
Again, but
Okay.
those are included already in the course itself. So that is what we'll be learning actually first before we dive into the cybersecurity concepts. So again, since
Sure.
not everyone might be from a technical background, we have done that as an intentional step to include those prerequisites because people shouldn't face any trouble as they progress. Because in our entire course, we'll be talking about IP addresses. It is a crucial topic in any IT domain.
Okay.
So students might not know what IP addresses are and how do you configure an IP, what is a public IP, what is a private IP. So since people might not have that info if they're not from a technical background, we have included all that in the course itself. So the first 3-4 classes are going to be prerequisites, and then we dive into the hacking cycle, the information gathering, scanning, gaining access phase, all that. So again, frankly speaking, there's no prerequisites required. Whatever is required is included in the course. The only thing is you need a device at least, because this is a very practically oriented course. You need a device with at least 50 to 100 gigabytes of free storage for all the tools installation. And you need a device with a processor of at least i3. i5 recommended, if not i3 will also suffice. Okay, and at least 8 gigs of RAM, 8 GB of RAM, because we'll be installing some tools called virtualization tools and some operating systems in that, other operating systems, Linux-based operating systems and stuff. So that requires some amount of good storage and good RAM and good processor on your device. Without
So if we stuck in any point, you'll be helping out that, right? And
we'll be creating a WhatsApp group as well. So once the students are registered, you'll have my personal number. I will create the WhatsApp group myself and I'll share the group link.
Sure. Okay. So mostly it will be practical oriented, right? Yeah.
I would say at least 80% of the course is completely practical oriented.
Okay.
In every class we take, the first 15 minutes we'll talk theoretically about the topic, and the remaining 35 to 45 minutes will cover the practical aspect of it. So this is a very hands-on practical course. Very little amount of theory, I would say.
Okay, got it. Okay. And one more last question. So I see only CH track under this, but do you take any other next level courses as well in continuation to this?
And not with DurgaSoft. I train students personally. So my specialization is web application pen testing actually. So if you are interested after CH, you can enroll. That's it.
Sure. Okay, got it. Okay.
That is again an advanced course which I train students separately on.
Okay, fine. Okay. So with this, we can do CH certification, right?
More than sufficient. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, sir. Thank you so much.
And so when you will create WhatsApp group, maybe after once demo classes are completed, then you will create that, right?
Sorry, I didn't. Your voice is very low, Vino. I couldn't hear you. What was the question?
My question is, I was about to ask your details, like how to reach out to you, or when you will create.
Again, I'm not allowed to share my contact number yet, Vino, because the institute prohibits me from doing so. But once you have registered for the course, you'll be getting my contact number.
So, correct. Not now. After registration only, I'm asking.
Yeah. You will have my contact number. You'll have my WhatsApp number, my phone number, my own personal number itself. I've not changed that for the last 5 years because all the students have the same number. I can't change that. So you will get my number as soon as you register for the course.
Sure. And do you provide any other trainings like related to like application security, DevSecOps or something?
No, again, as mentioned, my specialization is towards web application pen testing, where we work with a framework called OWASP Top 10 framework. That is basically a framework which tells you what are the top 10 vulnerabilities that you should test for in web applications. So again, if those vulnerabilities don't exist, you can certify that the website is compliant with the latest security frameworks. So that is my specialization actually, web pen tester. But other than that, again, CH and the other one is web application pen testing. Those are the two courses I train students on currently.
Okay. So this will include like how we can exploit the vulnerabilities and how we can report. Reporting part also will be covered, right?
Reporting part, yeah, that's the last step. Yeah, specifically for network pen testing, network related devices, and some part of web applications as well.
Okay, got it.
Right. Any other questions, Venu?
Sir, what would be the batch timing?
Same slot, 7:30 to 8:30 every day, guys, in the evening, 7:30 p.m. IST.
Okay, fine. So if we miss any live class, we will be getting the recording, right?
Yeah, every session is
Okay.
recorded. You'll be getting these
Okay.
recordings directly from the institute on your Google Drive. So in the Google Drive shared with me folder, you can access all the recordings. Condition being
got
you're
it.
registering with your genuine emails.
Okay. And it will be 45 days, right? 45 days.
35 to 40 days,
Okay.
Saraswati.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, hi sir, I'm Rajesh here.
Hey,
Sir, what
Rajesh.
will be the syllabus content? Please can you share that one? Content will be and
Yeah, I
it
think
will be
institute has
covered.
shared it on your email, right? If not, I can drop it in the chat box here itself. Just a second. I'll
Okay.
attach the
One more
course
thing,
content
it will be
document.
covered all the topics, right, sir, in ECH actually?
Yeah, again, all the modules which are required for cybersecurity and certified ethical hacking will be
Okay.
covering all
Because
those modules. I've attached.
I'm from a non-security background. I'm doing as a testing. So it will be helpful for me and I'll be able to gather the thing.
Definitely, again, as mentioned, if you are in the testing domain, it's much more beneficial because you can convert that slowly into cybersecurity. Sorry, who's asking the question? Rajesh, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Rajesh. So I've attached the document actually, if you notice in the chat. That is
Yeah,
the
okay, sure. I will take it.
course content, a brief overview
One
of the
more,
course content.
one more last question.
You can go through that, and yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Help.
Sir, actually, presently I'm
Yeah,
working
sure.
as a tester, so I can shift to like cybersecurity after this course, like after 30, 45 days.
Yeah,
Like, no,
definitely.
I'm getting the
Because I've
any,
had a
will
lot of
get any
other people as
opportunities as a
testing
fresher
background
or else
to it
how it will be.
testing as
Sorry. Sir, no, so actually presently I
tweak
will
your
be a
resume.
fresher.
I'll explain how to do so as well.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. That shouldn't be a problem, Rajesh. As mentioned, you can tweak your existing resume a bit and you can include some cybersecurity content in your testing experience itself so that you don't have to apply as a fresher. If not, you'll have to apply. Okay. So again, I'm going to show you how to do so. I'll explain what are the changes required to be made, how to again present your resume in that format. Okay. I'll explain that
Oh,
as
okay, surely. Thank you so much.
And so how to recommend for
well.
freshers, like who freshly graduates will be there, right? So if I want to refer this course, cybersecurity, do they get the job as a fresher under cybersecurity or how?
It is definitely competitive, Venu. But again, yeah, you can get a job as a junior penetration tester. So if you're just passed out of college, that is the job role that you would apply for, ethical hacker or junior penetration tester. If you're already in the IT domain and especially in the testing domain, that it's much more easier actually, frankly speaking. But even if you're from a non-technical background as well, after the course is done, you can start applying for ethical hacker or junior pen tester job roles. This course will be sufficient for you to apply for up to 3 years of cybersecurity experience. So you can again fake it up to that experience, I would say. So up to a max of 3 years. So if you have already worked in the IT domain, you can show that as cybersecurity experience in a certain way. If you're in the IT domain itself, okay. If not, you can apply as a fresher completely as a junior penetration tester. Venu.
Oh, okay, yeah, got it. Thank
Right.
you.
Any other questions, guys? Venu, Rajesh, Amannath, Saraswati, Arafat, Aditya, Abhina, Amit. Okay. Assuming no questions, guys, we can exit the session here. Tomorrow, I'm going to start the first topic, which is networking fundamentals as discussed. And it will be the same link, I suppose. There should be no change in the link to join the sessions. And the session will be uploaded on YouTube. If you have any queries, you can refer back to that recording after a while. Okay. So that's that. Nothing further. We can exit the session here. We'll connect back tomorrow at the same time. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rasa Bemli.